16 easy steps to get you playing flute in minutes. It is difficult to find a solid, easy-to-understand guide that explains the important basics of learning how to play flute. It is important that someone tells you the basic things you need to know in order to become a proper flautist. You need to understand habits that you need to practice as well as habits that are critical for you to avoid. Most importantly, have fun. What to do before you even touch your flute? 1. You should find a place where you are able to practice. You will need a music stand, or a place that will hold your music, a chair, a pencil, a tuner, you can find them free online, and light, in order for you to see what you are doing. 2. Go and sit down in your chair. It is important that you sit properly as a musician, for if you slouch, you will not have good air support and that will be highly detrimental to the quality of your musicianship. As a flautist, you should be seated at the edge of your chair, with most of your thighs off of the chair. Your back should not be leaned against the back of your chair, you should be sitting straight in the air with your legs at a bent 90-degree angle, your feet flat on the floor. 3. Later TMS start trying to make the shape with our mouth that will get air out. The flute uses the T sound in order to get air out. Try saying to or to. Extend the A sound and bring your hand up to your mouth. You should feel air coming out. 4. Our next step is furthering our attempt in getting the proper intonation. Instead of singing or saying the word to or to, you should just make a heavy T sound and blow out air. You should be able to hear the T sound. If you put your hand close to your mouth, you should feel a lot of air coming out, more so than you did before. When you make this noise, it should sound like wind. There should be a decent amount of air coming out of your mouth, enough that if there are other people around you, they can hear the air coming out of your mouth. Now, go get the head joint out. 5. You should get your head joint out of the case. The head joint is the part of the flute that does not have any keys on it. The long part of the flute, that has the most keys, is called the body. The other part that is short with a small amount of keys is called the foot. 6. Take a look at the head joint. There is a lip plate, that is where the hole is in the head joint. This is where you are going to place your lips. There is a thicker side of the lip plate and a thinner side. You need to place your lips on the thicker side. Place your right hand over the opening of the flute. You should take your left hand and place it on the cap of the flute. 7. Next, try making the T sound into the head joint. If you are struggling to make any sort of noise into the head joint, just try saying words that begin with T into the flute, like taco, turtle, tinker, trust, just accent heavily on the T. You should be hearing a little bit of noise come out when you count the T syllable. Keep practicing this until you feel like you are comfortable with this. Then, move on to make the full T sound into the flute. There should be a full noise coming out. It should not sound pretty, but more like a whistle of some sort. Let's put the flute together. 8. The next part of your flute journey is putting your flute together. You should have 3 pieces in your case: the head joint, the body, and the foot. Pick up your head joint in your left hand and the body in your right hand. Make sure that you grasp the body in a place where there are no keys, for if you try to assemble your flute while you are pressing the keys, you could take a chance in damaging the body and ruining your flute. There should be a little logo towards the top of the body. Try grasping your flute when assembling it. Take the head joint and slide it into the body, making sure to press the head joint all the way into the flute. 9. Next, take the foot out of the case. There is only one opening left on the flute to cover, and that is the space between the body and the foot. carefully slide the foot onto the body. Now, your flute is assembled and ready to be played. Let's make some noise. 10. Try making that T sound we talked about earlier into your fully assembled flute. It should be higher pitched and quieter than before. That is great, and you are on the right track. Taking care of your flute. 11. There are several important steps you need to take in order to maintain a quality flute. Taking care of your flute is one of the most important things you can do to help your flute and keep the quality you're paid for. 12. The first step you can take is making sure that you do not bang or drop your flute against anything. This can bend a key, dent the body, or ruin a pad. 13. After playing, you need to clean your flute. Hold your flute so that the foot is closest to the floor, and let all of the spit drain out. 14. Take a cloth and a metal, or plastic, rod that you received with your flute. Put the cloth through the little hole in the rod and gently place the rod through your flute. You should pull and push the rod in and out of the flute. By doing this, you are removing the spit you had put in the flute. 15. Next, you should gently pull apart the head joint and foot from the body and put them in the case. If you find this a difficult task to complete, purchase some grease for any of those tricky spots. 16. Carefully place each part of your flute back into the case and make sure that you do not drop your case. You should be gentle with your case, for you can still damage your flute inside of the case.